Benita Dudley Scott Parker, and I've been asked to share with you a little story about the life, particularly of my deceased husband, Joseph Scott. Joseph and I were married for 18 years. 2 months after we married, he was in a near-fatal accident that left him paralyzed. A lot of people, the medical industry didn't think that he would live past 2 or 3 weeks, but he lived 18 years. And in that process, he discovered a lot of things about himself, and I admired his tenacity. Yes, he was very depressed at the beginning, and he prayed. He prayed a lot. The reason I'm sharing this with you is we believe in prayer. I believe in prayer. The Lord helped us both through a lot. I remember when he first came to realize that he was never going to walk again, that he needed to have a relationship with the Lord. So he asked the Lord simply, if I'm not going to get out of this wheelchair, please give us the things that we need to help us through this whole process. And the Lord answered his prayer. The Lord told him, no, you don't get out of the chair. So we were blessed with lots of things to make our lives simple under the circumstances. The thing that impressed me most about him is that he never gave up. We had lots of challenges, lots of disappointments, but he never gave up. And even though he was a very rambunctious man in nature, he had such a giving and kind spirit, always encouraging others, always trying to help others. People, even in his condition, he would have me take them to them to encourage them, especially when he found out that they were depressed and not happy with their situation. He always had an encouraging word for them and even for me. Taking care of him was a joy because I loved him, but it was also quite a strain, a daily thing, and he always encouraged me. I just wanted to share with you this video just to see how things turned out. Things could have been so much worse than they were for us, but they were great. God was good. God is still good, and I hope you enjoy this film.
June 20th, 1991. Benita and I were married on December 9 was when my accident happened. I don't really remember how it happened or anything about the accident. When I finally regained consciousness was sometimes in December at Tri-State Rehabilitation Hospital in December. I forget the dates to it now, but I just remember being in the hospital and waking up or coming to my full consciousness. I didn't know where I was or how I was or what had happened to me, and I didn't find out until that following Sabbath when my mother and Bonita came to the hospital and explained to me everything that had previously taken place. The tire had come off my car, and I had had this accident.
It'll be in that row right there. Go down and follow the letters on the side.
Joseph Scott is a big, big football fan, and he's a quadriplegic. But he doesn't let that stop him from being a crackerjack usher at Titans home games.
My main job is to try to see that everybody's seated and make sure everybody stays out of the aisle.
Every home game, Joseph's wife Bonita loads them up in their specially equipped van. Adelphia Stadium awaits, where Joseph signs in and gets his section assignment.
People are generally pretty nice. Huh? I've not had any trouble.
Joseph once was a pretty good tennis player, but a car wreck 7 years ago ended all that. He's 51 years old and unable to move below his chest.
I don't want you to be afraid of me. I'm still Joe. I still got my sense of humor. I still can walk and talk, and I still crack jokes.
Andy says he's not all that bad off.
I'm not sick. I'm just paralyzed. I can do anything. I can go anywhere. I enjoy my life. I just have to do things a different way.
Obviously, he's a very good sport about his disability. And by the way, now and then he falls out of his wheelchair, but he says it doesn't bother him, but it sure panics everybody else.
Now, James, there's not always something happening at the Coliseum there. Does he have another job?
Yeah, you'll see him at the Gaylord Entertainment Center doing the same job and doing it very well.
When I finally came conscious in the hospital, and they had explained to me, I was mostly angry. I was very angry. Most of the things that I was wishing for at that time was just to be dead. I didn't want to live like this. I didn't want to be like this. I didn't want to go to treatments. I didn't want to do treatments. My life was over with, and I was willing to accept the fact that I don't need to be here.
Good morning. This is Sabbath morning, and I'm getting ready to start our normal day, getting Joseph ready for church. Today is his day to be a deacon, and so time's a wasting.
Just want
2.5 hours to get Joseph ready on Sabbath morning. We're done and ready to go to church. So see you over there.
Bye. Up at Tri-State, I was angry for quite a while. I couldn't talk, or I couldn't eat, or I couldn't move, but I was still very angry. Mostly there was a guy in Tri-State, he was a burn patient, and I had to pass by his unit to get to rehab. And his name was Patrick, I remember him. And he was burned in a race car accident that burned off all of his eyelids, all of his lips, all of his nose. He had no ears, per se, he had no lips. He was just burnt completely up. And Patrick came to me one day, and at that time we all had nameplates. And he looked at my nameplate and he said, "Joseph, come here. Let me tell you how good my God has been to me." And that pretty much changed my whole disposition about my accident, how I was being blessed, and my whole consciousness about what I was. To see Patrick was an horrific sight anyway, because like I said, if you saw somebody coming to you with no lips and no nose, no eyelids and no ears, and his face completely burnt to where there was no skin on it or anything, then if he could talk about God in his position, I know I could talk about it. About it, especially my wife, she's so genuinely caring and nurturing, and at the same time she's delicate and warm, and I just didn't think she would be strong enough to handle me in this situation. But the Lord has blessed us, and she is an amazing, amazing lady. To just even thinking about putting up with this, not only does she have to put up with me being paralyzed, she has to put up with me being me, and that's not an easy choice. She's small in stature, but the spirit, I don't have the words to say it. I don't have the words to say about her tenderness, her warmth, her gentleness, her strength. Like I said, I don't have the words to explain. And if you were laying in a hospital bed and paralyzed, I was already 6 feet, 200 something. I mean, I was already 6 feet, 165. Still pretty hard for a 5-foot lady, almost 109 or 10 pounds, I guess, to have to completely take care of me in this state. And as the years went by, I got bigger and she got stronger, and never once did she say, I can't do this, or I'm not able to do this, or there's nothing that, no task has come her way or our way that she hasn't handled, because